Hey there, Gabriel Nicosia here, King of Orion, author of Tilt, Orion's Belts, and a bunch of other nonsense. Currently working on Operation Ignition. But I'm still doing, hey little birds, I'm still doing a bit of yard work. Still taking breaks whenever the wasps decide to let me live. And I wanted to real quickly show the sort of operations that are available over at Pala. And the kind of shenanigans I get up to in my little breaks. So right now, I'm going to show you. I'm out here at Uemon in a cryos, and I've got this puppy rigged civilian style. So blue scanner, inertial stabilizer, cloak, and a micro warp drive, medium micro warp drive. And what I'm going to show you how to do in this very video is sneak my way through an unstable wormhole. So I'm going to jump over to Pala, and I want to kind of explain the loadout while I'm moving. I like to keep blue scanners on my transports because as an explorer, space, like, you farm space, you farm systems. And I jump into a system, I honk, use my little blue scanner to look for compressed spaces, and then just keep trucking. Because the very resources that I steal from those compressed spaces are the resources that I'm moving around. This is industry. This is the cycle of, like, you find the resources, you process the resources, you convert them into more resources, like I do with ships, or you sell them, and selling them is easy. Anyway, blue scanner there. Inertial stabilizer to make the big, slow, lumbering transports get up and go that little bit faster. It has more of an impact and effect on reducing the amount of, like, inertial modification their mass provides, and is just really handy for making them turn faster. When you're going for long hauls, your align speed, you want to reduce that as much as possible to actually jump a lot sooner. And then I've got the cloak micro warp drive, medium micro warp drive combo for something I'm going to show you here. So I'm in Pala now. I have reached Pala. I'm waiting for my stealth timer to fall off. And I don't know if you can see, but there's that unstable wormhole. Where are you? Right there. So I'm going to enter that space. I jumped and hit enter. Let us watch together as my ship does its thing. I'm going to try and get rid of that. There you go. The glare there. Whee! Pala is always active. There's a lot of folks out here hunting for people. So I don't want to hang around too long because ODSF and NILF like to rain on my parade. Now, yesterday, this unstable wormhole was clear. There were no NPCs in here. And I believe the side section led to a different location. Note the green shield above my little HUD display right here. That little green shield is how long I have to remain safe. Looks like someone's already wrecked. I'm going to hit enter on the far side, and I'm going to wait for that shield to deplete before I start doing my stealthy nonsense. Because I don't want to risk exposure just yet. And it's kind of scary. They can't lock me while I'm moving like this. Nobody can lock onto you so long as I have that little green shield. But the moment I activate one of my devices, like my inertial stabilizer, my cloak, or my micro warp drive, they can lock onto me. Now the temptation to grab the frigate wreck's goods is strong. I want to make sure that I don't move within... Oh, there's a pod in here with me. Let's not play with that. I'm going to try and maneuver around him. I'm going to move to the side a little bit, and the moment I do, my cloak, I hit the cloak button, I hit the inertial stabilizer, and I activate my micro warp drive. Notice that the cloak is active while the micro warp drive is burning. That's going to buy me a bit of time and make me move just that little bit quicker. So long as I never move within 2 kilometers of any other object, I can slow crawl my way through this space. Now, in smaller ships, stealth ships especially, you can do something that's called blink tanking. Signal tanking is the technical term. So say you're in a covert ops, what's it called? A covert ops frigate, so like a probe or an imicus, you can drop your cloak, move a little faster, and then bring your cloak back up before the enemies have a chance to lock onto you, if you're lucky. If their frigates are awake and they're paying attention, they will jump on you. I want to point something else too. I am moving at a whopping 25 meters per second through this space. I am crawling. I'm going so slow, which kind of sucks. If I drop my cloak and reactivate what I've got, I run the risk of getting targeted by those Tech 10 scavengers. They'll insta-blot me. There's nothing I can really do to defend against this because I don't have any armor. I don't have any like rigs made to tank these attacks. I'm just going as stealthily and quietly as possible. It's going to take some time. That's the safe way. The dangerous way is what I'm going to try and do next. So I am currently moving towards that unstable wormhole off in the distance. We are going to get a little bit crazy. Ready? Ready? This is silly. That's not going to let me do my cloak, my inertial stabilizer, so I've got to drop cloak, activate the inertial stabilizer, activate that, and I'm going to cook. I'm going to go as fast as humanly possible, and look, instantly locked. Ah! Now, if they have scrams, yep, and my cryos is dead. Oh no, I've lost a ship. That's okay. I'm still moving a little bit quicker than I was before. It sucks that I lost the fuel, and it sucks that I lost all the stuff that was in there. But I can come back in a covert ops frigate that I've actually got set aside for this purpose, and steal those goods. And that's part of the fun. Is like I could have gone the safe way. I could have taken that 25 meters per second slow crawl, get the transport through method, or I could have risked it for the biscuit, like I did. Had I used an afterburner instead of a micro warp drive, that might have increased the amount of time it took for them to lock on to me, and it might have made it safe enough for me to ram through. You can Mad Max your way through situations that are like that, that are dire. If you use nothing but hardeners, armor hardeners, shield hardeners, and damage controls to buff your resistances up to the point where you can survive those hits. But I don't really care to, because this cryos isn't really meant to do anything on the far side. You go into wormholes mainly to find C70, Fullerite C70. There's other resources on the far side, like every one of the mining belts is a Tech 10, but you're better off using finding Tech 10 resources out in nullsec that are being guarded by sleeping giants. On the actual far side, I'm just kind of ranting at this point. There we go. We're jumping to the other side in our little pod. And if I picked wisely, if I chose the right one, this should take me to BYOS. I could have gone for the shorter hop and then jumped from that shorter hop over to the far side. That might have been safe enough for me to get through. It's just a matter of trial and error, really. These are the tools. How you use them is entirely up to you. So while I am here, on the far side, it jumps me out at CBYB. I've been here before. I've been through. ETEC BYOS, I call it Ravenous Crows, is the objective. So I'm just going to pod on over there, grab a rescue craft, try and pick up the pieces, and maybe steal some of the other person's wreck, because I don't think they're going to risk it. Anyway, I hope that was helpful and fun. It was a good loss, because I fit cheaply. You don't need the fancy goods to go hard. I spent 9.52 IP to get that to the far side. It's not as, effective as yeeting the ship for deploying, but it's fun. And if I had spent the time, sunk the, 30 kilometers, 25 meters per second, you're looking at maybe a half hour to crawl through that space watching ish. If I had the fuel to make it all the way there too, that's important. That would have been good for gathering intel. I could have seen if the person came back for the wreck. But I don't especially care. I kind of want to be surprised. 9.52. What's also nice is losing the ship to NPCs. You don't actually have to wait for the respawn timer, or the use timer. So that little venture right there with the lock on it, that was one that Nilf took from me not too long ago. They used an allegiance to pop the venture, which, oh no. Meanwhile, the Cryos that I just lost, wherever you are, is right back to active. So I can use that to go grab the goods. Instead, I'm going to use my little Nemesis rescue craft. Here's another like weird operational objective that I have kind of going on. I kind of want to stretch this break out as long as possible. I've got mining lasers on a stealth bomber. And I've got the rescue stuff in the same vein. Reason being, I don't actually want to kill anything on this far side. I'm playing a bit like a pacifist. I'm not doing an insurgency over here because there's already a war going on. I'm sneaking around, pulling gold fillings from bodies, effectively. And I can't use, as an alpha, I can't use the bombard modes that stealth bombers used to have access to. They took that away. A lot of the cool, weird tactics like sniper mods, bombard mode, rapid fire mode, those kind of things. And they made those Omega only. So can't use those tools, but I can still use the Covert Ops craft for what it is. So I'm going to set Ravenous Crows as my bug out point. I hit the bookmark there. And now I'm going to jump back to CBYB TAC J. And there we go. Note that I can't see who all's in chat in the local area. In that lower left-hand corner. That's how all of nullsec is for an alpha, which makes all of like nullsec a lot more interesting and fun because you have to red scan to see if there's anybody else home with you, or you can say Marco in chat and hope someone says Polo. I've got help chat up just to weigh in on any questions or things anybody wants to talk about. I like to post locations of intel sites and things like that in help chat. So I hit enter the wormhole. It's going to jump. Unlike compressed space, you don't actually need to confirm that you're going into the wormhole. It'll just do it, which is a nice little feature for if you ever need to bug out, if you're being chased and there's an unstable wormhole in the area. Aim for the wormhole. Compressed space is good as a private signal, but it's not as good for escape. Another cool thing about Covert Ops Craft, and I'm going to highlight this once we get in there, is, alright, I'm in there, I've got the shield, I'm relatively safe. That pod is still here. I don't want to rescue that pod. I don't want to deal with targeting it and attacking enemies. But I do want to kind of steal what they have. So I'm going to move that way, keep the shield on me by not activating any of my devices, and loot the body if it'll fit. 12 kilometers, 11 kilometers, 10 kilometers. I am within range. I hit the loot button, and immediately after, boom, boom, got the Covert Ops craft. I drop my cloak, and I run away. So, I grabbed whoever that pilot's gear was, and now I'm retreating. Note the timer on my cloak. I don't have all day, because this little stealth craft has been stealing goods on the far side. I'm cruising at a steady clip, 392 meters per second. So I'm going to hang around for a bit and see if I can rescue my own stuff. I've got myself set to an orbit around my gear. Don't set to an approach because sometimes you'll overspeed and bump into your stuff and move within that 2 kilometer oh no point. If you get within 2 kilometers of the device, well, you're SOL. They will spot you. That pod is also a potential impediment. As soon as I'm within 10 kilometers, I'm actually going to turn off my engines. And for those who don't know, if you ever want to just stop in space, there's a little button right here. Ding, 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 ding. Looks like a thruster. It's got 100% on it. As soon as I tap it, cuts the engines. That's how you park. Now I'm going to I'm going to drop my cloak, loot the goods, and then enter the wormhole again. 5, 4, 3, 2. They've already spotted me. Boom. Which means I can't cloak anymore. Which means I've got to run for my life. Oh no! Oh no! Oh well. And that's the game. My goods are now in another wreck. And let's look at what I lost. The combat report. My little nemesis lost a Mark III and a Mark V. But I can go and pick up the rest of the goods from the cargo. I got lucky there. So that Mark V cloaking device, still mine to grab. And I've moved the ball a little bit closer to the exit point. I can rebuild the Nemesis if my Covert Ops cloak is provided by insurance. This is really easy. I just go grab the goods. But I don't have any fuel on the other side. So that's kind of where the fun ends, at least for this demonstration. I'm still going to use a frigate and try and like get it out of there. But that's fun for me, and I'm not sharing it. I hope y'all have a good day. Thanks. Bye.